who has been in the transformation program for about a month. And I wanted to start by just asking you what was going on in your life before choosing to step into this level of support? What made you say that you would like help?
Yeah, so I have a 3-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old daughter. And basically, lack of sleep, just being overwhelmed with daily battles and not knowing how to respond in like the heat of the moment when we're in kind of a meltdown or a tough situation. And it seemed, even like whining constantly, just kind of wearing down our own emotions and stresses during the day, just feeling overwhelmed overall.
Yeah, and when you say our emotions, sounds like that was some of you and your husband. Is that right?
Yeah, I noticed when the girls, I guess we really felt kind of at the whim of our children's emotions. So when they would get really upset or be having a bad day, it just felt kind of relentless on our end too. And I was noticing that as my emotions started to spike and I got frustrated, it would just ping back to them and they would get more upset. And it seemed like just a cycle of stress, really. And then lack of sleep, without, now going through the course, knowing that one of my favorite sayings is, you lose kindness when you lose firmness. And it's so true. I think looking back, that's what a lot of it, like, I didn't know how to be firm with a lot of my boundaries and enforce the boundaries and consequences in a way that was productive. And not maybe enforcing them sometimes, but not others. So sending mixed signals to the girls. And yeah, I knew what to do in theory after reading books and researching, but I found it really difficult when I would get emotional and stressed out. Especially with both of them, it seemed like it started to go back and forth too. Like if it wasn't one, it was the other. And that's what also felt kind of relentless.
Totally. And so what's going on now?
So we've been in the program for about 7 weeks now, I think. And I've noticed just a huge transformation in how my husband and I work together. It's really helped us get on the same page and reinforce everything we're learning with each other, because we catch each other in moments where we might slip or do something that is counterproductive to the end goal.
Like
But
kindness and firmness, if either one of you slips off.
Yeah, exactly. And then learning just the CEO, how to connect with them and do like daily hugs and things that can help them before there's even an issue. So it helps their emotions, it helps us connect every day. But then also in the tough times, following through with that CEO, connecting, encouraging, and then ownership. And I found that just one of the best things you've said is being kind of short with it. Only like one connection, one encouragement, one, and then ownership. Instead of, I found myself a lot of times saying, if we don't do this or do this, please, and 20 times later, they still hadn't done it. And so I was like a broken record all the time. And that would make me really frustrated. So on the 20th time, I'm upset when I'm telling them to do something, which doesn't make them want to do anything. So it's crazy how just these, we're still going through struggles, but feeling like we're struggling with a purpose, and that we're taking the stress kind of out of us and just going through the motions in those moments where they're acting up. It's amazing how you see that transformation in them after a few times. And it takes a while for them to get adjusted to new routines and everything. And that's basically what we've done, is get more strict about our sleep routine, eating schedule, and all of that, so that they know what to anticipate. And we have a really clear expectations on our schedule and what needs to be done.
Yeah, totally. Well, with all of those pieces you're just saying, like, what are you most proud of yourself? I mean, you're a working mom, you're a real estate agent, you've got a job that's always like drawing in for your attention while having these, a daughter in preschool and a daughter in school. Sometime your preschool daughter's at home. Like, what are you most proud of yourself for?
I'm most proud of myself for staying calm in the stressful situations, because that's really what was the deciding factor on like joining this group for me. Was I just felt so bad. I was in this cycle of like losing my temper and then feeling guilty because I got upset, or I would enforce a harsh consequence, like, no TV for a week or something and stuff like that. So I think just staying calm myself is what I'm the most proud of, and being able to schedule that time for myself in the day and keeping my boundaries so I don't feel like taken advantage of, for lack of a better word, just constantly doing stuff for everyone else in the house. So I think, yeah, just having my own time and keeping those boundaries too has made me a better mother and calmer in all situations.
It sounds like that essence of what you said at the beginning, like learning how to be more firm, have those boundaries without feeling guilty, or knowing how to do that, make space for yourself, has kept you more kind.
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing a
Yeah.
bit about your experience. Any last comments or anything that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the setup of the course is amazing, because it's at your own pace. But I've also found it really helpful to have other parents, like we were talking about earlier. On other calls, you hear things and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. And sometimes you even hear someone mention something and it hasn't affected you yet, but then it arises the next week. And it's like, oh, this is great. I know how to handle this situation. So I think having multiple families discussing everything and kind of brainstorming really helps too.
Totally. Yes. Well, we're so glad you've been a part of the community and look forward to your next half of being in that program and then moving on to the full year of support after that. So thanks so much for sharing with us today.